Hey, you sexy bitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello everyone, my name is Nile, and today I'm going to talk to you about Netflix's The Get Down, Part 2. You see, Part 2 is now set in 1978. The Get Down brothers are still going strong. Ezekiel has the chance to attend Yale College. Everyone reaches a good level of fame. On the other hand, with everything going, so well, it's only a matter of time before things actually go badly. And builds right where Part 1 left off. Only Part 2 offers more drama than Part 1. My only problem with Part 1 is it was too big of a love letter to the 1970s, meaning the first part is loaded with 1970s nostalgia, such as blaxploitation films, music, kung fu films, Star Wars references, afros, wardrobe, television shows, and slang. I personally enjoyed all the nostalgia because even though I didn't grow up through this period, I am a fan and respect the majority of things from this era. Nostalgia is great, especially in shows or movies like this one, but I believe all the reminiscing kept getting in the way of the story. The drama in Part 2 makes for some real compelling and emotional connections with our main characters. Even the subplots will have you fully invested. The Get Down brothers even steal one from Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious movies. They all tell each other, "We are now," dramatic pause, "family." Shaolin Fantastic wants to take their success to a whole nother level. He wants to make more money, so he sells the drug angel dust, and he lets himself get into trouble with the, syndicate rule by Fat Annie, played by Lillias White, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and her disco-crazy son, Cadillac. We are introduced to Fat Annie in Part 1. However, we get more screen time with her in Part 2. She gives Shaolin a contract. However, he has to sell drugs, which he promised Ezekiel he would never do. This unfolds some of the best drama between Ezekiel and Shaolin. They have a fight, a falling out, and it really seems like they will not get back together in a way. Shaolin seems like a real cool guy who just makes some real dumb choices. For instance, he wants one of the youngest members of the Get Down brothers to help him sell drugs. Even though the character isn't perfect and isn't perfectly written, I actually like that. I like when characters aren't, too well written, because when they're too well written, they don't come off as real people, and they come off as really phony and fake. And when they make bad choices, they come off as real people who, just seem more organic and more original in a way. Which is why I personally enjoyed the character of Shaolin. Shaolin is more than just a, drug-dealing DJ. He is more well-written this season. We witness his ups and downs, his motivation. He has a change of heart, and all the aspects that are needed to craft a character. We are also introduced to Fat Annie's son Cadillac more in this season. Anyone can tell you or write a character that is mean just for the sake of being mean. However, Cadillac is written as a bad guy that simply got lost along the way. He is only a twisted, disco-loving, cruel businessman because of his mother. And his mother pretty much raised him in that lifestyle. Cadillac has a change of heart towards the end of the series. He reconnects with his emotions, telling his henchmen, "I never wanted to be like this. When I was growing up, I wanted to be the first black man to disco dance on the motherfucking moon." He continues on how he wants to follow his dream and how the Get Down brothers inspired him, how they had passion for their art, even though he says numerous times throughout the series he thinks their music is trash. He even cries and tells his henchmen he wants to start over and open a new disco club. That is what I mean when I say you have more drama and character development in this season. Accordingly, Ezekiel has a bright future ahead of him. He has the opportunity to attend Yale. Unfortunately, Shaolin crashes the student network meetup and pulls a gun out on a group of students who were doing drugs and use a racial slur. This causes Ezekiel to lose the opportunity. Even though he does get another opportunity to attend the college, he doesn't want any part of it, because he accuses the college students, the college in general, and the professors of being racist, rude, and overall not very good people. His aunt is furious with him. Ezekiel sticks with the music, which leads to his aunt kicking him out of the house, and Ezekiel having to stay with Shaolin. This created some real good chemistry between Shaolin and Ezekiel. One moment they are family, and the other moment they are enemies. Moreover, things may be looking bad actually for the Get Down brothers. On the other hand, Mylene's career blossoms under her producer-songwriter Jackie Marino, played by Kevin Corrigan from The Departed and Pineapple Express. But the businessman at Markish Records, led by the sleazy promoter Roy, wants her to abandon the godliness she absorbed from her God-fearing mother and her preacher father, and become, this real sexy, famous disco diva. So it's like, will you give up everything you believe in and love for fame? Mylene started out as a real beautiful, innocent, and real sweet church girl in the first season. Now she is letting money and fame get to her head. She even got a role in an upcoming Hollywood film. Her father despises the young woman she has become. This creates drama for Mylene, but the mother as well. The father becomes very abusive towards his wife. He literally goes mad, considers suicide, and he beats his daughter. Actually, beat isn't the right word. I'm the kind of person who's not squeamish to violence on screen, but nonetheless, when Mylene is acting sexy at the concert, her father kicks, and clobbers the poor girl. Also, her mother is cheating on her husband with her husband's brother. Zeke and Mylene's relationship buckles under the strain of her celebrity status, and it's hard for him to balance his relationship along with working with the Get Down brothers and the music. There are betrayals and misunderstandings, devastating setbacks and despairs. Jaden Smith also got more screen time and development in part 2. Jaden is Dizzy of the Get Down brothers, and he is also a comic book and graffiti artist. The show adds him as a narrator besides Nas, telling the story of the Get Down brothers in the form of a comic book. This was a good way to see more character development. Also, the music this time around feels more like a musical. For example, instead of kids just rapping, we get musical performances, concerts, and the music actually helps tell us the story of what just happened, or what we feel like is going to happen, and how our characters actually feel. The music does not take away from the drama by any means. I also thought it was a nice technique to use actual footage from the 1970s to capture that look and feel and the scenery. The show ends where the story is heading into the 1980s, and I have to be honest, even though the ending to the show was fantastic, it feels a little predictable. After viewing this, I'm, sure most people can see the direction that Part 3 will go in. Well, much like Grandmaster Flash, I hope when it comes down to the Get Down Part 2, you get the message. Netflix's The Get Down Part 2 is off the chair, it's off the chain, it's off the hook. At the end of the series, Ezekiel tells us in a rap, "My home is fucking magic." Well, Part 2 of The Get Down is fucking magic. I absolutely love this show, and I think Part 2 is actually a big improvement over Part 1. Here's my rating right now. So I'm gonna give Season 2 of The Get Down a 9.5 out of 10. So there you have it, guys. Those are my overall thoughts on The Get Down Part 2, available on Netflix. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you would like to see my review of The Get Down Season 1, I will be more than happy to leave it in the description down below. That being said, thank you all so much, and I hope you all have an amazing day as always. Take it easy.